Yes, you read the title, and no, it's not clickbait. I don't like Angry Birds Reloaded. But Baldwin, I hear you ask, what do you have against Reloaded? Didn't Rovio bring back 2012 through the game? Well, I'll explain to you my reasons for not liking this game. But before I mention my points, I want to say this quick disclaimer. This is in my opinion. And me expressing my thoughts on this game, I am in no way, shape, or form trying to convince you to agree with me. You're entitled to like whatever you want, but please keep in mind that not everyone may agree with the same thing as you. Honestly, I should have mentioned that in these two videos since they were both opinion-based. But apparently, in this day of age, having a different opinion than someone makes you an awful person. Anyways, with all that cleared, let us begin. Before I start with the negatives like I usually do, I want to start this segment by saying a few things I like about this game. And it's not much. First, I like how Angry Birds Reloaded goes back to the classic Angry Birds gameplay. Rovio hasn't done that since Angry Birds 2 release. Another thing I like about Angry Birds Reloaded is that it's not a pay-to-win game. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there are no ads or microtransactions in the entire game. Instead, it requires an Apple Arcade subscription to play. That's all I gotta say. Let's actually get to the video. I've mentioned this many times before, and I know you're all tired of me saying this, but Rovio has made it very clear to us that they are lazy. Lazy to the point that they will copy and paste levels from their old games and put them into their newer ones. Also, guys, I forgot to mention this. It's not just levels Rovio is copying and pasting, it's episodes too. Two examples of which are Abraca Bacon, which they didn't even bother to change the name of, and Easter Egg Excitement, which is basically Easter eggs. Both from Angry Birds Seasons, by the way. But yeah, another example to show that Rovio is out of ideas to the point where they revisit old levels from their old games and they put into their newer ones and act like it's new. And for the most recent one is the Swine and Dine tour, specifically the part 3 section of it, which is just South America from Angry Birds Seasons. I just want to mention that. Pretty lazy, I know, but hey, this is Rovio we're talking about here. They like to take shortcuts like this. I am fully aware that Rovio is not the only mobile game company to do this. Every other mobile game company does the same crap because, let's be honest, the mobile game industry in this age is just a joke. This next part is about the updates. I already mentioned that Rovio reuses old levels and episodes from their games and blah blah blah. I'm not going to use this point in this segment. Rather, I'm going to talk about one update in particular that really pushes me off the edge. It's always important for game developers to update their games as to keep their player base interested and to fix any bugs that haven't been fixed yet. The biggest update, in my opinion, that Angry Birds Reloaded has received is the Angry Birds Space Update, and this is where the problems come in. But I have to say, it's nice that we get to see older Angry Birds games being incorporated into this game, and it's especially nice that we're gonna see Icebird again. Okay guys, so while I was editing this part, I decided to slack off and go to YouTube for like 1 second, and for the first time in 11 years, Icebird finally got added into another Angry Birds game. I mean, first of all, I'm really happy that, he's in a game. Of course, he was originally supposed to be in Angry Birds Go, but you all already know that. But the fact that it took Rovio this long to acknowledge Icebird's existence, yeah. But again, I'm happy Icebird is in Angry Birds Reloaded, and let's get back to the video. Ever since this update, one question, or rather, one word, has always lingered in my mind. What? So you're telling me that Rovio is able to bring back Angry Birds Space via Angry Birds Reloaded, but they can't bring it back by itself? I'm gonna pause this video here. I know I'm gonna get comments saying how I'm ungrateful that Rovio finally gave us a slingshot game after so long. First of all, I am grateful that Rovio gave us a slingshot style game. And second, don't forget the main reason why I'm making this video in the first place. It's just to get my opinion out. Calling me homophobic or any other name just because I don't like something is immature. There's a difference between stating an opinion and hating on something just because you hate it. If you are going to disagree with what I say, at least do it in a way that's respectful. Also, watch the entire video first before you make your comment. With that reminder said, let's continue. I don't know about you all, but thinking of this thought just makes my head spin. To me, that just doesn't make a lot of sense. Remaking your game within a game that not everyone with the same device can play? Speaking of that, I don't know if I should consider this a hot take, but it's rather disappointing that Reloaded isn't available to play on Android devices. I can say this from fact because I own an Android myself. I'm not going to go on and on about why Reloaded should be on Android or why it's not on Android. There have been people wanting this game to be ported to Android, but considering that Angry Birds Reloaded is an Apple exclusive game only available to play on Apple devices, I don't see this game being ported to Android. Ever. Maybe one day, Rovio will randomly announce that they'll be porting Reloaded to Android, but let's be honest, the chances of that occurring are close to nothing. Angry Birds Reloaded is trying too hard to be like the classic Angry Birds games. I know that's the point because goodness me, it's in the title, but Rovio does it in a way where no creativity or originality is involved. I'm gonna be honest, when Reloaded first released, it did have a lot of potential to be a great Angry Birds game, but due to the constant, unoriginal updates, that potential that was once there slowly died down. Though with the recent introduction of Icebird, the game still tries to prove itself that it still has some potential, but not as much as it used to when it first launched. Overall, I would rate Angry Birds Reloaded a 5 out of 10. But this is what I think. What are your thoughts on Angry Birds Reloaded? Do you like this game, or do you think the opposite? Thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, and if you want to see more videos, please subscribe and turn on notifications so that you never miss a new video. Anyways guys, this is the Baldwin Birds 2, signing off till next video. See ya!